Hey guys, Haxoriax and welcome to a setup that is absolutely going to wreck your opponent, not just Pokemon wise but also mentally, because it's a very annoying moveset I have here. And just off the bat, this is not Smogon approved, so this would be banned in Smogon just because of the move Muddy Water, because it has the chance to lower the foe's accuracy by 1 stage. So if you're looking for an annoying Smogon set, then I'm sorry, then this is the wrong video for you. But this is an interesting set that I have not necessarily come up with. I've seen a couple of people, but I think this is just my modification which I like the most. So as you can see, we are running a Goodra. The item Damp Rock is optional. Obviously you can also run leftovers if you so wish. Leftovers, right. Ability is Hydration, that's key to this method. Then moves Infestation. Now Infestation obviously traps your opponent in, so I'd recommend trying to trap in a Pokemon that isn't too offensive, so that you can really get rolling with this Pokemon, or else that it might go a bit, I guess, cross-eyed. It might just go completely wrong, and we don't want that, do we? So I won't recommend sending in Goodra against a setup, I don't know, Aegis Slash or something like that, or a Fairy type Pokemon. I just not recommend that off the bat. So we've got Infestation to lock in the opponent. Raindance is optional. Now Raindance is only optional because of, as you can see at the top, I've got 2 setups here. So Raindance, you can run Raindance, or doesn't really matter. Oh, god damn it, my typing. Acid Armor. Right, that's a really good move as well, just to get bulky. I think that's an egg move. I think you have to breed it with Skrelp or something. I don't know. Now, another essential part of this Pokemon is Muddy Water. Muddy Water is a special attack, so we don't need to have any IVs essentially on attack, nor do we need EVs. So Muddy Water is essential because you need to spam Muddy Water just to make sure that the Pokemon's accuracy is lowered, and because of Infestation, the move that you will start off with, the Pokemon can't switch out. That's pretty much the offensive key. The defensive key is Rest. Now Rest is obviously a move that gives you all your HP back, but if it is raining, and thanks to your ability Hydration, which is not a hidden ability, which is great, so it has its status cured, and at the end of each turn Raindance is active, which is absolutely phenomenal. And that's why we need a Damp Rock, which will then make sure that your rain is up for 8 turns, I believe. Even if you get your item knocked off, as soon as you come in, use Raindance, it's gonna work for 8 turns. So that's why Raindance and Acid Armor is kind of optional. And I'm gonna tell you why Raindance is optional, because you can set up your Goodra beforehand. One of my setups here is quite good, but we'll come to that in a sec. Here we have the EV spread. You can change this to whatever you like. So I've got a Bold Nature just because Goodra is a special defensive bulk. It doesn't really need too much stability in that matter. So you could obviously say, I've got enough EVs on, or don't really need EVs on special defense. I'll just go and run 0 EVs on special defense and just go full out defensive on my EV pool. So maximum HP is definitely recommended, and then you can just, I don't know, go for 4 EVs there. It just doesn't really matter too much. You can always vary this to whatever you like. EVs on IVs, to be honest, on attack can be 0. Right, you don't really need that. Speed isn't too essential either, but it's just a nice thing to have. Right, so that's pretty much Goodra. And let's move on to the setup Pokemon. Now, setup Pokemon, I've got 2 of them. You can have tons and tons, but these 2 differ a bit. After I tell you the setups, and I'm going to tell you what you should look out for. Right, so setup number 1, we have a Politoed with Damp Rock and the ability Drizzle. This is all you really need. You can also run a Politoed with Raindance and with red card or eject button, which is kind of cool. So hidden ability Drizzle, it's just things that you want to look out for. I mean, you can also run a water absorb. I just recommend going in for Politoed. Your ability Drizzle, doesn't really matter what you're gonna do, really. You can just have some random moves here. Doesn't really matter, because if you're running the damp rock, you have to switch out manually, which is it's okay, I guess. But I like the red card, because if you get hit, you're switched out, and then you can get in your Goodra, and that's a very quick setup. Now let's get to the very long setup, the second option with Drifloon right here. Now, Drifloon is a quite cool Pokemon when it comes to movesets. Now, I've got Damp Rock on Drifloon. You can also use a red card. It doesn't really matter. It just play around with it. It's just your way of playing Pokemon. You can do whatever you want. It's just my recommendations, what I like to play with. So movesets are quite simple. Raindance in combination with Damp Rock is really good. Stockpile to get in those nice defensive bulks. Then you can use Swallow if you want to, or it doesn't really matter what the fourth move is. Just try to have something that replenishes your HP, or else this might go completely wrong. And at the end, you want to baton pass in. But before you baton pass in, maybe you should wait a couple of turns until the rain is over, or make sure that your Goodra does run Raindance. It's just my recommendation, just personally. So yeah, we've got that covered. Now I want to talk about counters and checks. Pokemon you really want to avoid are Pokemon that have the ability Water Absorb. So like Politoed, Lapras, Quagsire, those kind of Pokemon. If you're not sure what kind of ability they have, just don't lead off with Goodra. Just take another Pokemon in first. Like I said, maybe a setup Pokemon or just some other Pokemon you have. Try to figure out what ability your opponent has. Obviously, if your opponent has a Politoed, it's usually going to run Drizzle. It's going to come in, make sure the Raindance is pretty much useless because of its ability. It'll just come in, have its ability Drizzle. Drizzle will activate, and then it will probably switch out. So then you'll say, Politoed obviously does not have Water Absorb. That's okay, so I can lead off with Goodra. The problem is, if your opponent is running Water Absorb, Muddy Water is useless. Genuinely, you can your whole setup is useless. So I try to get rid of the Water Absorber first, or optionally, if you're not like the kind of guy, I don't really want to have this guy locked in, you can just use any other move instead of Infestation. It doesn't really matter. Some offensive move, a special attacking move preferably, and then something like Draco Meteor, Dragon Pulse, those kind of things. It's just my recommendation, just to have a decent type coverage. It doesn't really matter what you're running, right? It's your decision. You can run whatever you want to. Just play around. You can obviously like download Pokemon Showdown to see how your team goes, and yeah. So that's pretty much my video. Like I said, I just want to clarify yet again, this does not apply to the Smogon rules. I don't know about VGC, to be honest. I'm not too huge on VGC rules. I have no idea what the hell's going on there, but this is just my nice little annoying setup Goodra video. Right. So yeah, I do like you, Goodra. I do like you. It's a great Pokemon, especially because of that bulk. Right, I do thank you guys for watching. No, thank you guys more. Yeah, if you like this video, please leave a like. If you have any recommendations for other, I guess, sets that maybe other people should use, leave them in the comment section below. Maybe I'll have a look at them. I'm not too big in competitive battling yet. I'm trying to get used to it. So yeah, thank you for watching, and goodbye.